Morning, this is Vaughan Smith at westcoatbellpottery.ca in Canada, Nova Scotia. I have another kiln opening. This may be the last glaze firing of the year. It's only a week till the end of the year, and I haven't got that much ready to fire at the moment, so I rushed everything through to Christmas. But anyway, this is my we made a Bailey kiln, and this is the 10 cubic foot Bailey kiln. Very easy to open with that lifter on the lid. I have a whole bunch of pieces here that were with that glaze combo I've been talking about for the last few videos with Strontium Crystal Magic. This is actually now very controllable, so I didn't get any runs in these pieces. I've been trying to see how hard it is to really, you can see the fading of it in the upper part of the Strontium Crystal Magic. Possibly I've gone too controlled with it, so I really need to loosen up a bit more now. And I'm not feeling more confident that it isn't running. This is over variegated blue, which is in the Cone 6 glaze book, Mastering Cone 6 glazes. I did a set of 4 of these bowls. There you go. Yeah, there's no running on any of these now, and you can see how it stays in the upper part of the piece. So it really is, you are able to control it. I think I probably, in those first pieces, I glazed over halfway, probably 2/3 of the way down, and then maybe applied it thickly, and now I've actually watered the glaze down a little bit, so it's definitely a lot more able to be controlled. And the clay body for all of these is that 455 speckle from Pottery Supply House in Toronto. They have a similar body at, I found it in Pittsburgh, Standard Ceramics. These are just little coasters that I make for wine glasses and all that. And I think that is actually a different glaze. I call it number 16. It's actually based on the bright blue that's in Cone, Mastering Cone 6 glazes. I do sets of 4 of these coasters as well. Whenever I do anything, I try to make little groupings. Sort of an abstract. I glaze these really kind of randomly. They're meant to be fun little coasters to get, you know, if you mess up with wine or anything. Coffee mugs sit on them too, but there's a variety of, that's kind of interesting colors in that one. Well, it's Christmas Day and I'm working in the studio because I love what I'm doing, I guess. So, unpacking a kiln is kind of the reward. So I had breakfast this morning and thought, what can I do? And I'm not doing anything till we go out to dinner tonight with a neighbor. Just round to their house, basically formed a little bubble, 2 families together. There'll be 6 of us, that's it. But it's nice, we'll have something. Now, these are for my local bookstore, which is right next door to us here. So she asks me to make them LaHave River books and all that, and that's the coloring that I do for the ocean. Since the bookstore is right on the ocean too. Here's a nice teapot. This is a different shaped teapot than the ones I was doing before. I showed you the last video, or last but one video. And these lids have a hole so that you can pop this in and the liquid won't push out the spout because you actually have an air hole to allow the liquid to escape. But these are for cane handles, obviously. The kind of Japanese style cane handle teapot. Well, that's a nice looking teapot. Now, what did I glaze this with? This is the glaze that's called tomato red. I think they call it ketchup red on the internet as well. And it never comes out red. It has a warmth to the brown though. So, and then my oatmeal and Strontium Crystal Magic on the top. variety of coffee mugs here with some lids for other teapots. There's quite a few teapots in here as well. This is my satin white glaze with the oatmeal on the top with the Strontium Crystal Magic. So those are both glazes that are fairly, they don't run at all, but the Strontium Crystal Magic does run, but it didn't even help those glazes run, but they're nice mugs. There you go. Those are for the bookstore as well. And I also make them for, you can look this place up on the internet, the La Have Bakery. That's right next door to me as well. So I make that mug for the La Have Bakery as well. And that one I think is the ketchup red too. And there you go. All these are very similar. There's that matte turquoise glaze that I found on the internet too. All have my oatmeal and Strontium Crystal Magic in the upper half. Notice how the stilts just drop off. If you glaze thinly on the bottom, the stilts will pop right off. So I never double glaze the bottom of my pieces, even though I do glaze them on the bottom. Yep, these are all similar, so I shouldn't spend too much time doing these. After the Christmas rush, basically, I'm replacing their inventory. There you go. So it's fairly consistent. I might work on the running again, just because I like the running. But I think when you don't flute the piece as well, the glaze tends to dribble, even though that one's starting to run a little bit. But the fluting helps to push the dribbling in a little bit. And some more of the little oatmeal ones. Over here. Just go through these quick. We have some fun teapots. Oh, there's the blue one. I didn't show you the blue. The Strontium Crystal Magic and the oatmeal changes that one a lot more. And this one's pretty good. And the stilts. A lot of people don't like the stilts because they leave those three little sharp bits, but I have a grinder set up right next to my kiln here, so all I have to do is hit them with a grinder and it knocks it right off the little sharp bit. Let's see what we have under here. Well, this piece is really nice. I'd forgotten that I had these in here. I made a bunch of chip and dips before Christmas. I showed you one in the last firing unload, I guess. But that one turned out very nice. And that is the Mouse Brown, I think they call it, in Mastering Cone 6 Glazes, with the actual Strontium Crystal Magic and my oatmeal. And then I hit it with a little bit of the turquoise on the very edge of the rim, so it has a sort of greenish look, a little bit this there. This is the variegated blue, similarly with the Strontium Crystal Magic and the oatmeal on the rim. And then I wipe it off the back because you get warpage if you put these on stilts. And look at this one, that's very nice on the rim. So that is my number 16 glaze, which is the bright blue that's in the Mastering Cone 6 glazes, but I add iron to the blue, so it's cobalt and iron in that glaze, and then the strontium crystal magic and the oatmeal on the rim. And there's 4 of these too. They're sets of little rice bowls. That's pretty. And there's sets of 4 of these as well. They're like little abstracts, basically. Looking forward to seeing the teapots. The reward. I've got so many teapots made at the moment. The sad part is I don't think I can make any more. I'll be overloaded with teapots. Yeah, there's 4 teapots in here. And a pretty spectacular bowl. How about that one? Yeah, that one looks really nice. That's the mouse brown, mouse gray. I call it mouse gray, but I think it's called mouse brown in that Mastering Cone 6 glazes. And I fluted the rim and used my oatmeal. I have an oatmeal that has a little bit of yellow in it as well, which comes out very yellow if you do it on its own, but when you put it over the mouse gray, mouse brown, it does this kind of sand color, which is really nice. But that's a really pretty bowl. Might have to take a picture of this one. Okay, let's go with the... These are tea bowls. Obviously I do lots of tea bowls. Nice ring. And this is the bright blue. I've not used the bright blue in the tests that I did the other week with the strontium crystal magic. But I decided to make some blue ones. I didn't think it would do much with the strontium crystal magic, but it has actually just made a light blue up the top. Sorry, that's the light blue in the middle, which is strontium crystal magic. That's my oatmeal over the top. Okay, I do sets of 4 whenever I do anything. There's a teapot to match these as well. Oh, it is running in places, yeah. But it doesn't run as much as some of the other ones. That blue glaze is really stable that I have. Okay, there's the lid to this one. Fire my lids on stilts with a little prop underneath to hold it above so I can glaze the bottom of the rim and they never warp when I do that. And then there's the teapot to match the actual tea bowls I just showed you. So that'll be a good set. Sometimes it runs a lot under the spout, but this glaze is not good for running, although it's dribbling a little bit. And another cane handle, obviously. Now, does it do the... Let's see if I can do this. Looks like it will. Nah, not good. Oh yeah, it did do it. But basically, you want to tell the customers if you make a lid, it's supposed to stay in there. And I do put a little lump sometimes on the back of the thing, but then people have to remember to have that at the back. And they don't always, so I'm not sure that's a good way of doing it. But it does have a hole in the lid to let the liquid out, because that's a deep flange. But that's a pretty teapot. There you go. It'll look good with these 4 bowls. When I finished, I'll show you. This kiln that I'm stacking on fired the other day too. So that one's ready to unpack, but I won't get to that for a while. Okay, this, oh, look at that. That was a funny thing that happened to that one. There you go. This lid I think is a bit loose as well. It sits okay, but basically I wouldn't trust it. But there's a dribble on this side that I didn't need. Now is that meant to be, or is it a flaw? I don't know. I might refire this piece. That's that turquoise glaze, but there are T-balls to match this too. Yeah, that's interesting. I might deliberately put some dribbles on that and refire it, and that way I can see how that will affect. And this piece looks to be really nice. Get the lid, the little prop off the lid. There you go, hole in the lid as well. Oh no, I didn't do a hole in this one. Okay. This one feels like it's perfect for pouring. Yep, holds itself. So I know that it's really makes you really nervous when that happens. But this teapot I really like. Oh, there's the runs. I wanted to try and get those. It dribbles down the handle, so if you got a handle spouts build up a glaze, then you do get that running because the glaze builds up. And then I like to pop the bottoms of them too and get a little splash of color down there. But that's a pretty teapot. Oh, and look how it got close to the elements there, so it gave you that halo. That's the side that was next to the element. But yeah, I'll take some pictures of these. Wow, look at those little circles too. That the glaze made some little circles there. That was a happy accident, yeah. Let's put it over here. And this is very minimalist, but I decided to do one with my white satin with the oatmeal on the top and the strontium crystal magic. Just gives it a little extra creaminess at the top of the piece. And then we got that. Yep, that one works. See? So it's a matter of getting them tight, but obviously not tight enough so it doesn't go in. And that's always a bit of a risk. So it's better to make them a little loose so you know they're going to fit. But that'll look pretty with the cane handle. And there's some mugs to match and T-balls to match this one too. And that's it. I think there's got a couple more of these mugs. Ooh. So just a few more of these mugs that was in there. So that is it for the, I'll move that one over there, give you a little view of the teapots. Here you go, so the bowls there as well, and you can see that a little better. All right, well, I'm gonna go back up to the house now and see what else I can play around with doing today without being in the studio. And but that was a nice reward this morning. So Merry Christmas, and I hope your week's coming. Maybe you have the whole week off, so enjoy the week. And we'll see you for sure in the new year. All right, bye.